Fox News all over Donald Trump. Now, of course, tons of people on Fox News supporting Donald Trump, talking about how impeachment is a coup.
Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson.
Oh, it's an administration. I love Tucker Carlson. We're going to talk about this in the third hour of the Young Turks with a Media Matters guest. But I read this transcript and he's like, no. I mean, this is obviously an administrative coup and has nothing to do with the law. I'm not saying this is a Trump sport. It's just a fact. Like, that's not at all a fact. That's your opinion, and a wild, crazy opinion at that. So that's, Fox News still has plenty of that garbage on there. But as we told you a little while earlier, Fox News congressional correspondent Mike Emanuel broke a damning story about texts between diplomats at the State Department saying that yes, we are withholding the aid because of political reasons, okay? Now I want to go to Judge Napolitano, was asking for a favor from a foreign country for your campaign illegal. Let's watch.
In his view, apparently in the president's view, asking a foreign government to investigate a domestic political opponent is not troublesome or problematic. The problem with that is the statute, which says soliciting, asking for aid in a domestic political campaign, whether the aid is delivered or not, is a criminal event. That's clear in the statute. Whether the aid is delivered or not, asking for it is impermissible.
And then he did it again today, double down, triple down, on the heels of hearing that he was petitioning the Australian Prime Minister.
Well, in the president's view, he has nothing to hide. He is transparent, and he's not, as you say, going behind anybody's back. He must be getting advice from some source that there's no problem asking a foreign government to help in a domestic political campaign.
Well, Napolitano talked about it there with Cavuto. He did a video on FoxNews.com. He did an editorial on it, and it's damning through and through. He says not only is it clearly illegal, but the words of President Trump are palpably dangerous.
Yeah, I want to read a few portions of that, if I could. Okay, so he says the criminal behavior to which Trump has admitted is much more grave than anything alleged or unearthed by special counsel Robert Mueller. And much of what Mueller revealed was impeachable. That is a line from Napolitano's op-ed. He also says the president's allusions to violence toward the whistleblower are palpably dangerous. They will give cover to crazies who crave violence, as other intemperate words of his have done. His words have already produced offers of bounties in return for outing and finding the whistleblower.
Yes, so these are Fox News analysts saying, look, we got to just tell you what the reality is. So there's a couple of people who've basically said, no mas, we're not going to participate in this charade. So then we go to Shep Smith. President Trump goes out there and says, yeah, I asked the Ukrainians for help in investigating Biden when asked by a reporter about it. He says, and I want China to do it too. And then Shep Smith comes on air as every person looking at it was like, he just admitted another crime, right? And this is what Shep Smith says on Fox News.
The president asked Ukraine and China to investigate his political rival on television for all the world to hear. Fox News knows of no federal investigation of his rival for any violations of any American law. If it is determined that the president made that request to help his campaign for re-election, President Trump may have violated federal law. It is illegal to ask a foreign national or foreign country for any political assistance. There's also this potentially important point, that immediately before the president asked China to investigate, he reminded Beijing about upcoming trade talks.
Well, we're looking at a lot of different things. China's coming in next week. We're going to have a meeting with them. We'll see. I have a lot of options on China, but if they don't do what we want, we have tremendous power.
Oop. When he says, if they don't do what I want, we have tremendous power. Next question, next answer, he says, I want China to investigate Biden. Even Fox News hosts have to say, yeah, that's illegal. You can't do that. More from Shep Smith.
For days, the president and his allies have been suggesting that the whistleblower or their sources got something wrong, that the president didn't really ask Ukraine to investigate his political rival, that the complaint is total fiction. Today, the president did exactly what he's accused of doing, this time on live television, and this time he asked the totalitarian government of China to investigate as well, ahead of trade talks scheduled for next week.
So clear as day. Now even diehard Trump supporters are running out of excuses online. And so I keep saying clearly illegal. Even Fox News anchors are saying clearly illegal, right? And one of the Trump supporters was like, yeah, well, but it's an obscure law and it'll be hard to explain to the American people. I don't think that that's an excuse for law breaking. Well, I mean, yeah, I broke the law, but it'll be hard to explain what kind of a criminal I am. Okay, we'll give it a shot. And by the way, we just did it, and so did Shep, and it wasn't hard at all. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.